Good morning. Welcome to this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show. My name is Leon Jones. Today is Saturday, September 17th, 2016. Tune in to the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show on Blog Talk Radio every Saturday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Guest call-in number is 215-383-5785. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show on YouTube so I can give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. So on this channel, we don't engage in drama or emotional-based issues. So please be respectful. Also, if you have a business or a topic that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, please email me at lej6521@gmail.com. Please feel free to comment. And make sure your comments are pithy. No bloviating if you wish to opine. Now on to today's topic. We're going to talk about the rent-to-own industry. So the name of this video is The Rent-to-Own Industry is Booming. And I call it the underground community, which happens to appear in the lower income areas of cities. And it's not dealing with anything regarding race because I live here in Portage, Indiana, and the majority of the individuals are white, and you have them here too. So I'm keeping it neutral on that aspect. I digress. Now, what does rent-to-own incur? Well, it's for people who can't afford to buy items up front, so they rent everything from jewelry and vacuum cleaners, computers, electronics, with the option to eventually own the product once they've made enough monthly payments. Since the financial crisis began, the number of rent-to-own customers has surged 50% from 2.8 million in 2007 to 4.2 million last year, according to the industry group of Association of Progressive Rental Organizations known as APRO. Annual revenue amongst retailers in the industry spiked 35% during that time to $7.9 billion last year. And as of last year, there were nearly 9 million rent-to-own stores in the United States. Now, here's how the system works. At Rent-A-Center or Aaron's Wrench, you can rent to own an LG 42-inch plasma TV for as little as $22.99 a week, or you can return the TV at any time if you don't want to keep it. Now, in order to own it, you need to make 78 payments totaling $1,800. That compares to a retail price of $450 on Amazon.com. Now, this is fairly standard for rent-to-own agreements. In most cases, making enough payments to actually own the item will cost you more than double the amount it would cost you to buy from a traditional retailer, such as a Best Buy, an H.H. Gregg, or even a Walmart. Now, these high prices, which the industry states are necessary to offset losses from theft and damage of rented goods. Now, that's prompted many customer advocates to warn against this option. Now, right now, there aren't any federal laws governing the rent-to-own industry specifically. However, 47 states have laws requiring certain disclosures on or price caps on rent-to-own transactions. Now, some states, including Wisconsin, Minnesota, and New Jersey, have determined that rent-to-own is a form of credit, and therefore applies caps to those transactions based on usury laws. When measured by interest rates, rent-to-own agreements often carry annual percentage rates or APRs of 100% or higher. And despite state laws, prices remain at least double when a retail value is rented or purchased from one of these stores. And when I mean double, it's double the amount it would cost you to buy the same item from Amazon, eBay, H.H. Gregg, Best Buy, or Walmart. Now, APRO admits renting to own is far more expensive to purchase in the item. That's the organization that I'm referring to. They're stating all this. They also state that only 8% of customers actually make the full number of payments required to own the item. Most rent an item for approximately 3 to 4 months before returning it, meaning they often pay less. That's right. So it sounds a little sketchy there, because if you have an agreement that you're purchasing the item and you return it, then you're breaching the contract. But if there's a disclosure in the contract that you can return the item, then the information that I'm presenting to you will stand. Now, I've never purchased items from rent to own. Have I gone in to see what they are about? Yes, I have. They do have nice equipment. But the computers, even if you buy them outright, they cost an arm and a leg. I mean, I went to look at an HP laptop. The same HP laptop that I purchased from H.H. Gregg that I bought for $400 was $800. So they also jacked the prices up as well. And I want to caution all of you, when you go into these stores, you read the fine print. Because what they do, they cater to the individuals who are poor. They don't read, but they want a television. And these stores want your money, and there's a lot of stocks involved with these stores. These are two big corporations. Now, who am I talking about? I'm talking about Aaron's Rents and Rent-A-Center. Now, there are other ones out there, such as Premier. Now, the most recent government report looking at this industry from 2000 found that a much higher percentage of customers ended up purchasing merchandise at 70%. It's a lot of customers. Now, the most popular item is furniture. That makes up 37% of the sales, then followed by your electronics, which includes computers at 36%. Then you have jewelry and other miscellaneous items. Now, the big giants in this game are Rent-A-Center and Aaron's. They were rated a C+ by the Better Business Bureau, receiving more than 1,000 complaints in the last 3 years, mainly about inadequate products, incorrect billing information, and harassing collection practices. Aaron's rating is under review after the Federal Trade Commission alleged that the company has been installing software on its rent-to-own computers in order to secretly track customers. And that is a breach of privacy. Read the fine print in that disclosure agreement, folks. Despite the negative press, both companies bring in billions in revenue each year, and Rent-A-Center has seen its stock prices more than double over the past 5 years, while the shares of Aaron's have jumped more than 60%. Even Kmart launched a rent-to-own program 3 years ago just for holiday shopping. And one example provided by the store, and this is Kmart, it would cost the customer $553 to rent to own compared to $400 if you just bought the item on the shelf. Now, if you look at that, that's where they get the 100% increase. Now, most of these rent-to-own customers are female, and they earn under $36,000 per year, and they haven't attended college. That's according to APRO. Now, what I want to tell you all is a lot of these companies, and I call it the underground community, they're basically serving poor communities. And the problem is, when you're poor, the last thing you should be doing is opting for one of the most expensive ways to buy something. Rent to own, however, does make sense in very specific situations. And the specific situations are if you have moved to a new city for a couple of months and you temporarily need a couch or a television for your apartment, you can utilize that. Now, just giving you that information, that's a little sketchy. Because if you really want to do it without the benefit of rent to own and you're in a city for a couple of months, utilize an extended stay. You have all that right there for less. So, also, make sure that you check ratings and consumer complaints about the rental companies on the Better Business Bureau's website. But please, read the fine print. Know exactly what you are getting to. Because at the end of the day, money does not grow on trees. It's almost scarce. And with this economy, we're recovering. We don't want to keep making entities rich while we are getting poor. And this goes for individuals who have education. And we must get out of trying to keep up with the Joneses. These are all tangible materials. And with computers, technology constantly changes. So you could buy something with the latest today, 6 months down the road, your computer is out of date. Same with cell phones. This is why they keep putting this electronic information or these devices out every 6 months. You have to look at what's going on here. These individuals don't care about the consumer. They care about the money and the stockholders. I call it corporate welfare. But it is capitalism. It's free market. And in America, we have options. If we want to buy something, we can buy it. But if you don't have enough money, please utilize the common sense and don't buy anything that is not going to benefit you in the long run. Okay, you have many places you can go and buy a television without renting to own it, or just save up the money. Those are my solutions. Now that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show. Check out my Blog Talk Radio Show today at 12. Coming up, we are going to talk about vocations and college degrees. And it's going to go back to a video my brother Matt Coley wanted me to do to respond to his question. Shout out to brother Big Body Matt Coley. And like, share, and subscribe to his channel. He's got good information. And I'll just see you all on my Blog Talk Radio Show. Once again, the number to the show is 215-383-5785. Till next time, my name is Leon Jones. And remember to be gentle and respectful to each other. Have a wonderful and blessed day.